Welcome to Juicy Cars. My name is Eric and today we're going to take a night POV test drive in this 2021 Kia Carnival SX. SX is the top trim level, so where to put on all the lights. You can see our lounge seats, and of course I had to put them in lounge position, so that's why the seat up here is a little far forward. We're going to check that out in another video more in depth. Let's take a look at the outside first. In this test drive, in this POV drive, we're going to take a look at the headlights and the automatic high beams, as well as we're going to take a little launch and attempt a little launch and see how quick this Carnival accelerates. You can see all the stats on your right hand side right now while we do a little walk around about this Carnival. Like I said, SX, it's a top trim level, and I really like the taillights. Honestly, I think it looks really good. It's a very good looking minivan. But of course, as always, I do plenty of videos about every single car, and the main video is the reviews. So if you're interested in this Carnival and you want to see if I like the interior, the exterior, and if it drives well, and overall if it's a good value, you should buy it or maybe go with the competitor, check out my full review in the top right hand corner where we test everything more in depth. These POV drives are really more just to give you an impression of how it is to drive out of the first person. But let's go ahead and drive. I will make sure to get a little less moisture in here. I'm gonna keep it nice and clean. And we're gonna keep on just this light. No worries, I've always tested ahead if I can see properly when using that light. It just has the benefit of giving you a bit more to look at when compared to having it off. But without further ado, let's go and drive. You can see the 360 cam and the reverse camera here, which are really good. High resolution, high frame rate, but of course with the moisture in the night you can't really see that all too much. More focus on that in the full-on review. We're just touching up on a few points while driving here, but I really like how easy it is to drive this Carnival. Very smooth, very low effort. I like that a lot. During this drive, we're also going to go through a couple of different drive modes so you can see the different gauge cluster layouts we have here in this Carnival. Well, first of all, we're just, of course, starting off in normal mode. I will have to put on the recycling, right? Air, or the you know what I mean. No, it's not air, because up there is a dead skunk, and I really don't want to smell that because it smells absolutely horrendous. So just using that real quick. Touchscreen HVAC controls. But that's not the review. I don't give you too much of an opinion on stuff. Check out my full review if you want to know if I have any issues with this Carnival, or if it's all rosy. We can also turn on the high beams. Of course, automatic high beams, they won't turn on right now because we got a car just right in front of us, but as soon as we turn on to the other street just coming up in a few seconds, we should be able to see the difference the high beams make, see how well the automatic high beams work, and in general be able to compare high beams to regular headlights. What you can also see, but probably not really see any details, is our screens, which turn into blind spot monitoring cameras as soon as we turn on the indicators, which is really nice and honestly a super helpful feature once you've kind of retrained your brain into what kind of motions you need to make once you're turning, because otherwise it just becomes redundant. And if you look at everything you normally look at, it's kind of a replacement for the shoulder view. But I talked about launch. First of all, here are headlights, which should go off any second now. High beams, there we go, turning them off. We want to go into sport mode, which will change our gauges, not the eco. We want to go into sport, and we're going to turn off traction control. It is wet, so we will probably spin our wheels here. It's front wheel drive, but we just want to, get a full on launch. I'm going to wait until those cars are passed. I'm just going to quickly cut the video. All right, while waiting, I actually noticed a cute little detail. We actually have curbs here, like on a racetrack in our Kia Carnival. Anyhow, let's brake torque. All right, I even did go off the throttle there a little. She's decently quick, honestly. Let's brake her down again. There we go. Of course, this is front wheel drive. We are on, I haven't looked actually, we're on all seasons or winter tires. I'll put it in to the video so you know. And yeah, front wheel drive, heavy vehicle, 300 horsepower, almost 290. It'll wheel spin. It'll wheel spin in these conditions, that's pretty clear. And I already reduced my input after the initial launch, just so we don't wheel spin quite through the whole first gear, but yeah, it's still gonna happen. Anyhow, let's turn on another drive mode. Let's go into eco mode here. There we go. Which have these nice blue gauges and kind of looks like a digital clock in terms of the font used here for the digits. But looks really nice. You even have kind of like a fake reflection of your needle, tachometer needle. Pretty neat. Dull. Sorry, I had to put in a pun there. And we can of course turn on traction control again, because this is a minivan. We don't really need to drive this in any sporty way. We just do it because we always do it as part of the various tests. But always when I do these POV drives, I want to give you not only a chance to see how it is to drive it for yourself with the first person perspective we have, but also give you a chance to hear how it is to drive. So I will just be quiet for a couple of seconds so you can take in the ambient noises. Okay, let's go out of eco mode and into regular drive mode and show you the last cluster layout we have, which is vehicles, then cluster, which is actually my favorite one. That's the last theme, and that is the dynamic theme. And as you can see, that's a very nice and calm screen. We think just a bit more reduced. Looks really nice, looks really neat. I like it a lot. And let's quickly test the high beams on and off. On, off. On, off. Of course, we're going downhill right now, so it's a little hard to tell, but there we go. Quite the difference. Honestly, the system is working pretty well, turning them automatically off, and the headlights and the high beams work really well. I think very good lighting system here in this Kia Carnival. But if you want to know a bit more in depth, I'm just limited in what I can do with these cars. I don't have any instrumented test capabilities, so if you really want to go in depth, I suggest checking out the IIHS. Those guys that also do the crash test. That's the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. They also test headlights nowadays. So if you want to know more about that, always suggest checking that out. Very smooth to drive, this Carnival. Nice braking pedal, nice smooth acceleration off from stop. I like it. But this night POV drive is just one of 3 POV drives we do with every single car I drive and review on this channel. We also do a city POV test drive where we test, just kind of like the most difficult test for the drivetrain, where we can really test how smooth it is and like stop and go traffic. And we also take a bit more of an in-depth look at the interior and the trunk. And we also have a highway POV test drive, which is probably, if you're interested in this Kia Carnival, the most interesting one, because we test all the safety features and all the assists. So that means we test adaptive cruise control, highway lane keep assist, and in this case, the highway driving assist and the lane centering assist, pardon me. And as this is a Hyundai Kia Genesis system, it should be really, really good. One of the best systems in the business, one of the best systems in the industry. I really like it. I always give it a lot of praise, and it's one of those standout features for me in modern Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis products. So if you don't know about it, check it out, because it's a really good system, and it kind of is very close to like basic level autonomous systems. It's not autonomous, but it gets you very close to that for a decent price. But without further ado, like I said, if you want to hear all my thoughts on this, check out my full review, which will be on your screen in just a couple of seconds. There we go, in depth on everything. And if you like the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any more videos, because we test videos, not videos, sorry. We test cars, we test cars every single week, and we do upload reviews mostly Fridays or Saturdays at 11 a.m. and 3 more POV test drives throughout the week. And we test everything from budget cars to trucks, sports cars, luxury cars, you name it, we got it all. So if you like cars and trucks or just want to, look for your next car maybe, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because we got it all. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.